Uh, but I'll go ahead and record it here. Um, so yeah.
I told you, Sterling would join us.
Yeah. Um, so originally what I was going to do was just the presentation thing that I did in Edmond. Since it's, oh, there's Miss Sandra coming on here. Cool. Now we got some people popping on. I guess we'll just wait a couple minutes, see how many people show up.
Exactly.
Good morning, Miss Sandra, Miss Tanya. How y'all today?
Morning.
Good morning. Doing good.
Cool. Okay, we'll give it a second or two more, and then we'll go ahead and get into it. So did everybody have a good weekend?
Yes, it was good.
Cool. I actually went out of town this weekend for the first time all freaking summer long.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I pretty much had to. Yeah. But had a really good time. Went up to some friend's house. Actually, a good friend of mine, his brother's house. We're all good friends or whatever. Had a good time. Cooked out, ate like fat rat. It was kind of nice. All right, we'll go ahead and get started here. So originally, whenever I did the presentation in Edmond, we got to pick our topic, and then we got to pick who we were talking to. So I was like saying that I was talking to like brand new agents and stuff like that. So since we've only got one brand new agent on here, I won't put her through what I did everybody else. What I did though, I'll tell you what it is because it's kind of fun. So I asked, where are all my new agents at? Who are my inexperienced agents? And of course, you people raise their hand. And I said, okay, now I want you to take your hand and slap yourself because you're not inexperienced. And then I went through how, you've had 96 hours of training. We've got agents, to the left and to the right of you in the office that'll, answer any questions you have. I mean, there's experience there to be had. And then I read the definition for experience, which is practical contact with observation of facts or events. It doesn't say anything about a timeline. It didn't say anything about you have to be doing something for so many hours, so many days or whatever before you can call yourself experienced. So my whole point was that, just because you're starting out in this and you kind of feel overwhelmed, doesn't mean that you should let anybody speak to you morning like you are inexperienced, because there is experience out there to be found. So, all right. So show of hands and no gratuitous violence. How many were sitting in school counselor your senior year and they said, you know what, you make a great real estate agent? Nobody. Okay. How many have have a degree from OU or OSU in real estate? Nobody. My point is it's one of those things that everybody knows about, but not very many people actually know or understand it. They don't know necessarily, how to get into it or whatever. So obviously there was something that brought you to Keller Williams. So that's a good place to start with your why. Now, bottom line, everybody starts for money. I mean, let's face it, that's pretty much it. But if you tell your clients, if they ask, what gets you into real estate? And you say, I want to make some money. Come across as a used car salesman. It might be the truth, and you can spin it to where, I just need to make money for my family, to support my family and make sure that we have everything we need. And that's fine. And that would probably work, but you still, in the back of their head, even though it never gets mentioned, they still might kind of think of it as kind of a used car salesman approach. And here's the thing. If you stick with it, you're going to make the money. So what I want you to think about is beyond that. Okay. So you got your family's taken care of, all the kids got college squared away, everything, all that's taken care of. You got a pretty good retirement portfolio going on, started, then what? So for example, my why actually has changed here recently. Partly of that, my son graduated. He decided he didn't want to go to college. I've still got the stuff, just in case he does change his mind, which I'm kind of hoping. But that's taken care of, So then what? Well, when I was down in Edmond, and I've been thinking about something for a while, but when I was down in Edmond, it really kind of solidified it. I went down to the bombing memorial and was sitting there for a little while. And when I left, I pulled out and went underneath the bridge, and there's this young man all curled up in a blanket, underneath the bridge. And it just really solidified what I've been thinking about for a while now. So my idea is I want to take like an old hotel, like 3 or 4 story building, and make it like a one-stop homeless shelter, domestic abuse victims, safe house, runaway safe place. And I want it to be like all inclusive. So I want there to be like a store in there for people to go get clothes if they want to go on an job interview. I'm going to have a floor for like education, GED classes, like textile classes, counseling, drug counseling, abuse counseling, all that stuff. But I want like, just a one stop. If you need help, that's where you go. So with that, there's a lot of fears and stuff, because that's like a big general, there's so much to that. I mean, there's things in that I'm sure I haven't even thought about yet that I'm going to run into. So, talking with Patty, who's doing the train course, her and I get to talking, and yes, a big why like that is cool and everything, but it, like I said, it's kind of arbitrary. It's you have a goal, but it's hard to pinpoint, where you're progressing. So what Patty and I talked about doing is, instead of, okay, that's my main goal, but I also have these other separate smaller goals to get to that point. So let your why be as big as you want it to be. You know what I mean? And don't let that scare you. Just remember that you might not be able to just go into it right away, as you're focusing on that goal. You might have to focus on this goal to get to this goal, type of thing. So saying that, what are some things that y'all think about? I mean, what are some things that y'all have thought about that you would like to do eventually, or something that you had thought about to, I don't know, give back to humanity, I guess. Has anyone ever really thought about that?
I've always thought if I won the lottery, which it could be translated into being successful in real estate, but
Exactly.
I would like to help Rogers County build some kind of shelter, because the county has no shelter for stray animals, and they're when you call them, they're like, just leave them where you found them,
Yeah.
And I would love to see some kind of facility with volunteers or something, that they could go and people could come there. So that would be my big goal.
Cool. I mean, that's a good one. I mean, I've heard several people talk about they want to start like an animal shelter or just certain things, which, I mean, with so many stray animals and stuff, and with people losing their job and finding hard times and stuff, I mean, animals and stuff are usually the first ones to
Yeah.
kicked out and been neglected. So I love that. That's awesome. Anybody else have anything? And like I said, I mean, it doesn't have to be anything huge or giant, getting your kids through college. That's a pretty big why. I mean, that, like I said, there's no why too small and there's no why too big. But if you have a why, a reason other than just to make money, which, and I get, I mean, bottom line, that's what it's basically all about, is making money. I mean, there's no other way to really put it. But if you have that other motivating factor, it gives you something to work for. Because I mean, let's face it, if you're just working for money, your first deal, you've made money. I mean, so you kind of have to keep going and to keep pushing. It just helps to have something other than money to be working for. And I mean, if it's bigger than yourself, then that's, even that much more motivation. Like I said, so any takeaways or anything? Anybody pick up on anything that they didn't think about before or anything? You get two, and I'll let y'all go.
Sometimes it's just not all about you. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, we need money. We need to feed our kids, put our kids through college. But for me, it's because I was in the lending industry before as a mortgage department manager.
Mhm.
I would really like to get involved in teaching a class to teach first-time home buyers. I mean, I know they do that at like other lenders, but that's to make money. I just would like to explain what you're getting into. I don't know. I just have mixed emotions about that because I've watched so many kids that I've worked with recently that are so struggling and they don't know where to begin. And their lender is, well, you can't get approved, come back in a year. And this is like,
Yeah.
what do I need to do? And I just feel sorry for them. So, well, not sorry. I hurt for them because the American dream is to own your own home. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at.
No, I agree. Unfortunately, I mean, there are some leaders out there that if you don't qualify, then I'm not even going to talk to you. And that's just a bad way to do it, I think. But yeah, so having someone else outside of that direct industry or whatever, kind of explaining some of the things that need to be done, that's a great idea. I like that. Anybody else? One more. Fine. All righty, guys. Thank y'all for being here. Like I said, I'm here every Monday. If y'all have any questions, you know where to find me. Next week we'll probably do, I don't know, we'll probably do another video next week. I got a couple of different ideas, different videos. So would y'all rather see like a inspirational type thing this week or more like a how-to on something?
Oh, they're both good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Depends
Okay.
on what kind of week we had is what we need.
There we go. There you go. Okay. Oh,
Inspirational is
wait.
always good.
Actually, next week is Labor Day weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
I probably won't be here next Monday. I might throw like, actually, that's what I might do. I might just like throw like a video up Monday morning or something like that on
That'd be
the
good.
Facebook page or something, and then we'll just go back into the live Motivation Monday the week after. So,
Perfect.
So
alrighty.
one of the things they said on Mega Camp last week is I've been trying to think this in my head. Go own your morning. Own the morning. So y'all go own your morning.
Thank you, ma'am. I
I
like
just had to say it. Sorry.
that. That's good. I like that. You guys have a great week. If you need anything, you know where to find me. So
Thanks, Coy. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
bye, guys.
Bye-bye.